Hello friends, today we are going to start chapter number 8, Natural Resources of Social Science, Geography part, lecture first. Today we are going to cover the topic that is the meaning of resources and the explanation of what is resources. So let us start by understanding the meaning of the main topic, main heading, that is natural resources. Let us start with the explanation and meaning of resources. As we all know, from the lower standard itself, we all studied about the sources, the source from where we get the important things that is important for our utilization. First of all, let us understand the meaning of resources. If we go according to the definition, it clearly states things on which man is dependent, which can fulfill his need. First thing it is said, things on which man is dependent, on which the mankind is dependent, right? Which comes in our use, which fulfills our need. Somehow it fulfills any of our needs, and for which man has the physical and intellectual capacity to utilize them, as well as that the things that comes in our use that fulfills our need, as well as their things can be physically and intellectually be used by the man. So here, if we go according to the definition, here it is said things on which man is dependent, without which our life, we can say that our life is still not so progressive, or still we think that something is lacking in the luxuriousness of our life. So on which the whole mankind is dependent, that fulfills our need, anything that fulfills our need, right? And for which man is using his intelligence, man is using his physical ability to utilize that resource, that each and everything is considered as a resource. I will give you some examples, but before that, let us understand one simple definition, one more simple definition, that is anything that comes in our use or fulfills our need is called a resource. Very simple definition. Anything that comes in our use and fulfills our need is called a resource. If we look, let me go with some examples. Let me understand with some examples. For example, we take water. So water is very essential for us. We cannot accept life without water. So we can use that water is important for us. But until and unless man is not able to use the water that is present in the nature, if man is not using that, that cannot be considered as a resource. But when man start using that water by using his intelligence, by using his skills, and make that water to be utilized by any person, that water becomes a resource, because it fulfills our need. It fulfills our need. Lots of needs can be fulfilled by water, as you all know. It can be used for our domestic purposes, right? It can be used for irrigation. It can be used for drinking purpose. So for lots of things, our lots of needs can be fulfilled by water. So water is again an important resource. So lots of things. If you look at the another definition, anything that comes in our use or fulfills our need. So here if we look at that, anything that comes in our use, right? If we take, for example, if I have a white chalk in my hand, right? That chalk is again called a resource. Why? Because it is, according to the definition, it comes in our use, because it is coming in my use to write on the blackboard. It is fulfilling my need to write on the blackboard. So that chalk becomes a resource. If we take a school bag, again school bag is a resource because it is coming in our use to carry the books. It is fulfilling our need to carry the book. So bag, school bag again is a resource. So any such kind of things that is coming in our use and that is fulfilling our need is called a resource. जो कुछ चीज हमारे काम में आ सकती है, जो हमारे उपयोग में आ सकती है, हमारी जरूरियात को पूरी कर सकती है, वो सभी चीज को हम रिसोर्स कहते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ वी टेक फैन is a resource, forest is a resource, rivers is a resource, right? Each and everything that is coming in our use is called a resource, right? Book, pencil, school bag, electric iron, fan, air conditions, each and every such thing that is considered as a resource. Clear? So we have clearly understand that what is resource. Let me explain it in detail. There are thousands of elements in nature, but all cannot be considered as a resource. Yes, it is a clear thing that if we look in the environment, in the nature, there are lots of things, but that things that is not coming in our use, that cannot be considered as a resource. As I gave you example just previously, that we have water available in the environment, but if we are not utilizing that water, we have kept that water as it is and we are not utilizing that water, then it is not a resource. But when man starts using it, from ocean, if we are started making salt, right, we utilize the ocean for many minerals, right, many medicine purposes that we get from the seabeds, from the leaves and plants, lots of different purposes. If the mankind start utilizing that water, then that water becomes a resource, right? So whatever, if we have wood in the forest, if we have trees, but if we are not utilizing that tree, right, if we are not utilizing that tree, that is not considered a resource. But if we start taking the shadow of the tree, right, if we are taking the fruits from that tree, if we are taking the wood from that tree, so man is utilizing his intelligence, he is using his skill, then at that time that tree, that wood becomes a resource. So there are many things present in the environment, in the nature, but each and everything cannot be considered as a resource, right? Only that thing which is used by man and that is fulfilling some or the other purpose, some need of any person, that is considered as a resource. Here it is said, only those elements which can fully utilized by man through his knowledge, skill, expertise can be called a resource. As I explained you just prior, that only the element that can be used, that is utilized, fully utilized by man through his knowledge, through his skills, through his expertise, can be called a resource, right? If man is using his knowledge to utilize that particular thing, he is using his skills, he is showing his expertise in utilizing that thing, then and then that thing can be considered as a resource. But if that particular thing is present but it is not coming in our use or it is not fulfilling our need, then that thing cannot be considered as a resource at that time. That thing can only be considered as a resource if it is fulfilling our need. So man is using his knowledge, his skill, his expertise to make that particular thing capable to use, and then if it is fulfilling his need, then it can be called a resource. In ancient time, men did not know about the minerals buried within the land, so these were not considered as a resource. Here a simple and a good example is given, that at the primitive time, when we were ape men, at that time man did not know about the minerals that were buried within the land. So when the man was not familiar about the minerals that were buried within the land, so they were not able to utilize that minerals. So minerals were present inside the earth, but still man was not able to use that. So at that time minerals were not considered as a resource. But as the years passed on, man started developing, man started using his knowledge, his skills. He was expertise in doing lots of development and progress. And after that, when man found this mineral beneath the earth, and when he started using this mineral by using his knowledge and skills, at that time, after that period, these minerals were considered as a resource, because after that minerals were important for us. After that, it was capable for us that it can be used. Before that, man was not familiar and these minerals were of no use. Right? So minerals were present, but it was not used by man, and that why at that time it was not considered as a resource. When man came to know about it, man started using it, man was familiar about it, right? And after utilizing these minerals became as an important resource. Today, with the development in science and technology, man is able to utilize them in different ways. Hence, these minerals have become extremely useful for mankind. Here it is said, today, as we all know, that there is a lots of development in science and technology nowadays. We can see India has progressed a lot in science and technology. Today, we have reached up to Mars. So, we are at the top in science and technology. So, when we are progressing in that time, here it is said, with the development of science and technology, now man is able to utilize these minerals in different ways. Now we are utilizing these minerals in different purposes, in different ways. We are using them for fulfilling our different needs. So hence, these minerals have become extremely useful for mankind. So now these minerals that are present beneath the earth, that was not used previously, but now with the help of science and technology, man has started using these minerals for fulfilling his different needs. Now we cannot imagine our life without the utilization of minerals. Most of the things that we are using in the present days, in that we see the presence of minerals. So minerals have become an essential part of the development of mankind nowadays. So here it is said, it is extremely useful for mankind nowadays. So why it becomes useful? Because man started it using through his knowledge and skill, and made these minerals and gave it the capability to work, made it capable to work, and that is why these minerals have become a important resource. From this discussion, we can conclude that an element should have the property of utility and capability to work in order to be considered as a resource. Here it is said, from this discussion, we can conclude that if we want to consider anything as a resource, two things should be there. Here it is said, that resource should have the property of utility, means it should have the capability capability to come into use and capability to work, and it should also have the capability to work in different ways, and then that resource can be considered as an important resource. Otherwise, if that particular thing does not have the property of utility, if that thing does not have the capability to work, then that thing cannot be considered as a resource. That can only be considered, anything can be considered as a resource only if it is having the property of utility, means if it is having the capacity of utilization, and if it is having the capability to work, then that particular thing can be considered as a resource. The resources are formed due to the interaction of the three components, namely nature, man and culture. Here, last but not the least point, a very important point, that the resources are formed with the interaction of three components, that is nature, man and culture. As I said previously, that anything that is present in the environment, but if it is not, anything that is present in nature, but if man is not involved in it, and man is not making it capable to use, then it cannot be considered as a resource. So man is interacted with anything that is present in the nature. When man interacts with whatever present in the nature and make it capable to utilize, and it have the property of capability to work, then that thing can be considered as a resource and becomes a part of our culture. So it becomes a part of our culture. So these three things are interrelated, then we can consider that particular thing as a resource: man, nature and culture.